Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Inglaterra. Um, entonces, casi, casi Navidad, casi el fin de año, y por eso el tema de hoy es para buscar al tiempo atrás, para ayudarnos a mirar por el tiempo en el futuro, cercano. So, ese es el tema de hoy. So, hello again from England. Well, we're nearly there, another day or two and we're at Christmas, depending where you are. 24th if we're in Colombia, 25th if we're here. But near the end of the year, and obviously tends to be the time when we look back a little bit at what we've done this last year. Did we get the things done we'd hoped to do? Good things, bad things? What did we learn from it? And then, of course, we're thinking about what's coming up, the new year that's just around the corner. Now, we've spoken before a little bit about setting goals, thinking about how we can pace our projects, things we want to do, give us realistic things we can aim at during the course of the year so we can get some momentum and continue that as long as we can. Obviously, we don't necessarily want to dwell on the past particularly because it's better perhaps to look forward in terms of where we can improve on things. But now is a good point to take stock of what you've done, how well did you get on, what things went well, what things are still difficult, what things did not go well, and if you can, why, what went wrong. But particularly, see if you still need to take that course, because it might be that you were heading in one particular direction because you thought, oh, that's what I need to study the language for, I need to be able to do this. And maybe now you don't need to do that, so you can focus your energy somewhere else. So it's a way of like revising the whole project generally, looking through it, take a bit of stock, be honest, be reflective about what you've done well, and perhaps what you haven't done as well as you'd hoped, and see what changes you can make to help you achieve that going forwards. And remembering that the consistency is the key thing. So if we were trying perhaps too hard to set aside too much time during our week and that was not possible, it was very difficult throughout the course of the year, then let's look a bit more about how you schedule the time. It'll be more realistic. Because in the end, if you only manage to do 10, 20 minutes a day, but you do that consistently, that's better than doing like an hour or so every other week. So that kind of repetition is going to get you further. So think about that, but also remember, celebrate the fact that you have made some progress, because whatever you've done during the year, if you've done some progress on the language, you're better than you would have been if you hadn't. And there are plenty of people that still haven't started. So take that in good heart. Progress is yours. Really, it's a case, I think, of being able to maintain the momentum. So if you're starting or maybe finishing a course of some type, don't lose that momentum that you're going to get when you finish that. Try and put that, what you've learnt, into practice in some way. Whether it's some form of revision of what you've just done, take it into a more practical context, try and work on some aspects of it. Because if you keep the practice going, even if it's limited to a particular field of interest, so you're not worrying about learning loads of vocabulary, we're just getting better at that particular thing we do in our job perhaps, you're still using it. And that's the thing that's going to help you. Because once you're used to using the language, particularly, as we say, you've got some control over the voice, you know how you sound in the new language. The rest of it is just quietly expanding new pockets of specific use depending on what situations you need to deal with. So try and think of it positively, is what I'm saying. Whatever's happened during the year, I know my Spanish studies unfortunately haven't quite achieved the level I was hoping for, but then again I have a clear idea of where I want to go with my Spanish. I know very clearly what I want to be able to do because I know the things I can't do now. So that gives me, again, something more easily to focus my energy on to improve those aspects of it. So have a think about that. It's going to be a bit different for each of us for different reasons, but generally, if we can manage to find something more consistent to continue with through the year, particularly at the beginning of the year, we get some momentum going. Start small steps, and then in a month or so, hopefully, you've got your routine together, you're getting some practice, you know that this is what's happening, and then you can start expanding that rather than trying to commence straight away with some Olympic standard study program, which you're more likely going to go, oof, I can't do that. So pick something smaller, work your way through it, get the confidence going, build up momentum, and see how we get on. So have a think about that. But for now, we'll say cheerio.